Hello, good morning. This is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. President Salva Kiir has directed the establishment of a select committee to investigate the root causes of a recent security incident in Abiemnom County of the Ruang Administrative Area and ensure accountability. Female candidates have secured the highest positions in the 2025 Certificate of Primary Education results released on Thursday. And South Sudan's Foreign Minister Mandesi Kumba has announced the country's participation in the upcoming Africa-France Summit 2026 scheduled for 11th to 12th May 2026 in Nairobi, Kenya. These stories and more coming to you in this news bulletin with me, Lasuba Memo, and now the news in detail. President Salva Kiir has directed the establishment of a select committee to investigate the root causes of a recent security incident in Abiemnom County of the Ruang Administrative Area and ensure accountability. On Thursday, the president received a security briefing from Presidential Advisor on National Security Affairs, Stuttgart Luak Manime, who said the situation in the area is gradually stabilizing as authorities work to restore calm and coordinate assistance for affected communities. The meeting also discussed preparations for an inter-party dialogue aimed at fostering political consensus ahead of the country's general elections scheduled for December. Meanwhile, President Kiir directed government institutions to strengthen coordination within the service cluster to address operational challenges affecting several ministries. The directive followed a briefing by Vice President Hussein Abdel Baghi, who outlined key constraints facing institutions under the cluster. He said the cluster will work with the relevant government bodies to resolve the issues and improve service delivery. Female candidates have secured the highest positions in the 2025 Certificate of Primary Education results released on Thursday. Data from the Ministry of General Education and Instruction confirms that the students from Alel Chok Complex Primary School in Wau Western Bar El Ghazal State led the national rankings. Adel Mabior Madut and Awien Biet Girwell, both students at Alel Chok Complex Primary School, shared the same position. Each candidate scored 457 marks out of the possible 500. Their performance placed them at the head of a group of 37 candidates identified as the best performers nationwide. The school also produced Rose Tarticio Fagrazio, who scored 456 marks. Simon Sabir Mario, also from Alel Chok, emerged among the top female candidates with 456 marks, followed by Parek Kuol with 455 marks. While Alel Chok Complex Primary School accounted for majority of the students in the 450 to 457 mark bracket, other states also recorded presence in the top ranks. In Unity State, candidates from Liberty Primary School and Mary John Primary School achieved scores between 450 and 454 marks. Central Equatorial State saw Venus Star Academy, Precious Academy, Nazare and Primary School, and St. Lawrence Academy registered candidate in the top tier. Additionally, Jonglei State appeared on the national list through Wise Dove Academy with a candidate scoring 451 marks. The Ministry of General Education and Instruction implemented a ban on the official announcement of best schools this year. They cited dishonesty among schools as the primary reason for this policy change. Despite the shift in reporting, education authorities stated that the results reflect increased competition and academic standards. South Sudan's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mandesi Kumba, has announced the country's participation in the upcoming France Africa Summit 2026 scheduled for 11th to May 2026 in Nairobi, Kenya. The announcement came during a meeting on Thursday between the minister and Philippe Michel Claesbois, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the French Republic to South Sudan. The two officials discussed key regional and international developments and reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening bilateral relations and advancing shared priorities between the two countries. During the meeting, the French envoy also reiterated France's readiness to support South Sudan in organizing free, fair and credible elections scheduled for December 2026. Kenya will make history as the first non-Francophone African nation to host the summit since its inception in 1973. The decision was announced during the 79th United Nations General Assembly in New York City by William Ruto and Emmanuel Macron, breaking the long-standing tradition of holding the gathering in France or Francophone African countries. The Nairobi summit is expected to focus on key global issues, including reform of international financial institutions and coordinated action on climate change, as leaders seek to elevate Africa's voices in the global decision-making. This is IRD News. On the international stage, conservative Anglicans meeting in Nigeria's capital Abuja have pulled back on plans to elect a rival primus inter pares, the Latin term meaning first among equals. It describes the Archbishop of Canterbury's position within the worldwide church, where Sarah Mulali is considered the ceremonial leader. Electing another person with the same title would have been seen by many as an open challenge to the leadership of the first female Archbishop of Canterbury just weeks before she formally begins the job. And instead, the group known as GAFCON says it is leaving behind all structures and all titles and is now unveiling a new leadership council headed by Rwanda's Archbishop Laurent Mbanda. Reporters reacted with some puzzlement to news of the appointments as they were announced on Thursday, with some suggesting that it still amounted to an act of defiance. Finally, U.S. Defense Secretary Peter Hegseth says firepower over Iran is about to surge dramatically as the U.S. ramps up attacks on Iran. Donald Trump tells a White House event the U.S. is striking Iranian drone and missile systems every single hour, as Israel's military chief says the country is moving to the next phase of the war. The first UK chartered plane to bring home citizens from the Middle East lands in London. This is iRadio Morning News, and to end this bulletin, here's a recap of the headlines. President Salva Kiir has directed the establishment of a select committee to investigate the root causes of a recent security incident in Abianom County of Ruang Administrative Area and ensure accountability. Female candidates have secured the highest positions in the 2025 Certificate of Primary Education results released on Thursday. And South Sudan's Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mande Simaya Kumba, has announced the country's participation in the upcoming France-Africa Summit 2026 scheduled for 11 to 12 May 2026 in Nairobi, Kenya. That's the end of iRadio Morning News. If there's a story or an event you'd like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message at +211 925 287870. It's also a WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page iRadio, subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for the news in Arabic at 8 o'clock. I am Lasuba Memo. Thank you for listening.